Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kinda Sound Radio. You're here with me, your host, Juliette Bryant. This is Transformative Health, where we're here to talk about all things health, well-being, how we can break free of the limiting mindsets we are so often in and create a whole new amazing reality, a reality based on inspiration, joy, happiness, all of that good stuff. So today we're talking about something that I'm really passionate about and that I'm on this journey on. As some of you know who've listened to me for a while, my work, the way I am, is based on my experiences, what I'm going through, what I'm working with, what's working, what's not working. And I speak from that place of authenticity and truth. And that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing my truths with you. And if it resonates, then that's amazing. And if it doesn't, that's great too, because we're all on slightly different journeys. And it might be that there are parts of what I say that you go, yes, and other parts that you don't agree so much with. And that's all good. One of the things I feel very passionate about in life is that we don't take anyone's word blindly. I think that's what's led us down into too many negative situations where we blindly follow anyone's authority. The authority I feel we should be following is our own, that divine connection, the earth, the God, whatever you want to call it, but that higher source of inspiration, of knowledge, of wisdom, and also that deeper part of ourself that is that. So listening to your body, listening to your intuition, listening to that soul voice that is calling you. This is so important. So today we're speaking about infinite earth connection for infinite abundance. So what does that mean? Earth connection for infinite abundance. It's a bunch of words, isn't it? But what does that actually mean? And how can that help you in your journey? Really, in today's busy modern world, with hustle and bustle of life, it's so easy to lose touch with that grounded energy of the earth. And I think especially for business owners, for coaches, for healers, for people, for anyone really who's busy, we so often get, for parents, absorbed in our roles. And we forget, we neglect this profound connection that is available to us through the natural world. And yet ultimately, when we start to boil this down and we start to look at this in a deeper way, this connection is not a luxury, as so many people think it is. That time in nature is a luxury. It's not. It's a necessity. And not only is it a necessity, but it's the key to unlocking the dormant potential within you. When we really step into our divine power, it's very much an empowering journey. And what it does is it requires alignment with the fundamental forces of the earth. So what does that mean? Let's just break into that for a minute. So stepping into one's divine power is an empowering journey that requires alignments to the fundamental forces of the earth. Well, when we align to those fundamental forces of the earth, what we're looking at is the laws, the natural law. And if you've looked at all into common law, kind of the essence of common law comes back to natural law. That's what it is. It's natural law. It's not the law that is being imposed upon us, that is the kind of legal side of things, but actually the natural order. So when we realign into the fundamental forces of the earth, what we're doing is we're realigning into the natural order of the world. And one of the natural orders of the world, of the earth, is infinite abundance. The earth is infinitely abundant. The energy of the earth, the planet, is infinitely abundant. And if we choose to align with that, then we align into that space of infinite abundance. The thing that takes us away from that is the programming we've been set with, isn't it? We've been set with, you have to trading time for money. Money is scarce. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money does grow on trees, but not in the way that we think about it. An apple is worth money and that grows on a tree, so we need to break free out of the limiting beliefs that we've been programmed with, because the powers that be do not want us to tap in to the infinite abundance that is all around us. Why? Because then we will not be playing the games that are being imposed upon us currently. So when we're looking at this fundamental forces of the earth, a big part of this is plant wisdom. And plant wisdom is a really ancient and profound system of knowledge that serves to guide us on this transformative path. And so when we delve into the teachings of plant wisdom, what we can discover, or rediscover, I should say, is our innate power. We can rekindle our sense of purpose, and we can navigate through our professional and personal lives with a newfound clarity that we didn't have before. Does that sound good to you? It certainly sounds good to me. So when we look at what the essence of this kind of earth connection is, and part of this is the plant wisdom. Plant wisdom is more than just a collection of herbal remedies. It's really a holistic approach that intertwines the very essence of existence. So I'm about to start running in January my plant wisdom mentorship, a year-long program. And one of the things that people have asked me is this just if I want to be a nutritionist or a herbalist, or is this just if I want to make remedies? And it's not at all any of that. For me, the essence of plant wisdom and learning about this and the mentorship is very much about tuning into a different way of existence. And that will encompass bringing better balance, healing, and prosperity, bringing this abundance into all areas of our lives, professional and personal. And so really the plant wisdom mentorship is this deep immersive journey into tools and techniques to heal and realign and reconnect us to our source, to our power, through working with the earth. And so these techniques that we're going to be learning are all applicable to other practices. So you can apply the meditations and the visualizations and all of these things if you're working as a healer, if you're working in the kind of holistic side of life. But you can also apply them to your life to give you better grounding and support in whatever area you work in. So one of the first things we need to look at when we're looking at what techniques we can do to really tap into this infinite abundance that the earth has to offer. And the first thing is very much looking at grounding. So the first step towards abundance is grounding. Now, you may be thinking, well, how is that going to help with my abundance? So we have this vehicle here. This is my vehicle. Juliette Bryant, here is me in this physical body. Now, inside this is my soul, is my spirit that has been around for many incarnations, known as many different names in many different countries, in many different forms. So this physical body is currently housing Juliette Bryant, the soul, me, my light, my being, whatever name she is. So when I work with just this energy now, my body is 5'6" and it's 9.5 stone. And that is my capacity to hold energy, is within this form. Now, if I take that to a deeper level and I allow my roots to anchor deep into the earth, okay? So I'm allowing my consciousness, my mind, my being to expand from my soul, just this physical being, this physical energy body, into the energy of the earth. So what's happening is the vessel that I'm contained in. So let's say this vessel was, for argument's sake, 10 litres. Okay, so Juliette Bryant, 10 litres of energy can be held. But suddenly I tap into the earth. My vessel expands to 100 litres or 1,000 litres. It's actually infinite because it goes on and on and on. The earth is infinite. So my capacity to channel, to hold energy increases. Now, why does this matter when it comes to abundance? You're probably thinking, well, if you are limited to the energy that fits into your body, then what happens is energy is money, money is energy, it's a vibration. So the amount that you can conduct through your body is the amount that you can bring in. Now, a lot of times people work on their abundance. So they're working on bringing in more abundance. They're working on bringing in more money into their being. And what happens is they bring in more, the abundance, the manifestation's working, but then they have loads of bills. The money comes in and it goes out as quickly because there isn't the capacity in their being to hold that. Now, this can be for a number of reasons. Self-belief, I'm not worth that. You know, there's lots of different aspects to this. But one of the aspects is that the vessel cannot physically hold on to it. But when you ground and you expand that vessel, suddenly you have the capacity to pull in and hold more abundance. Because the pulling in, I don't think is the hard part. That's for me, that's quite the easy part. The harder part is the holding of that infinite abundance, holding it in the being instead of it being dispersed and going. And that doesn't mean holding it in a miserly way. This is mine and I'm going to hold on to it, because that's stagnation and that doesn't allow for flow. So again, there's intricacies to this, because we don't want to hold on. It's like we don't want to clench, but we want to be able to maintain a vibrancy and an energy within us. So if we imagine that money is gold, it's a gold energy. It's this beautiful gold coming in, these gold coins coming into our being. We want to be able to hold that energy of the gold in our system and not just let it wash out all the time. So when we start to ground and root, we're opening up our vehicle's capacity to hold more. So this is where grounding becomes such an important thing. And next Wednesday, I'm going to be running a free webinar called Earth Connection for Infinite Abundance. It's Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. So do go onto my website and sign up for that. It's going to be brilliant. And we're going to be diving into some of these techniques that I'm talking about now. So we're going to be getting into some grounding techniques, some energy alignment techniques, some abundance manifestation techniques to really deepen the experience. But what I want to do now is give you these core points, these core messages that you can start to play around with and filter through your system. And then if you want to take that deeper dive, then of course you can join me for the free webinar. Okay, so I would also love to hear your experiences with any of this. So please do message in on kindasound.org and share your experiences, your feelings. What are you thinking about what I'm saying? Is it resonating? Is it not? Also, please do have a look at all of the other amazing shows that are on Kinda Sound. Share it with your friends. Let's get this message that Kinda Sound has out to more people. We want to really spread this message of kindness, and there are some amazing presenters and brilliant shows. So let's share the love. Let's spread it out. And if you've enjoyed this, please do share this podcast and let's spread this message of kindness out to the world. Okay, so we're talking now Earth Connection for Infinite Abundance with your host, Juliette Bryant, here on Kinda Sound Radio. So what we're looking at is, first of all, getting grounded. And really, as I said, this first step towards abundance is grounding. When we establish a strong connection with the earth energy, it's so important. And through this immersive techniques of rooting into plant wisdom, we can really learn to grow ourselves, allowing ourselves to remain centered amidst the chaos of life. You know, that's the other thing. When we're grounded, we can deal with stress so much better. We can discharge the electromagnetic smog we're picking up into the earth. And we can really align with this deeper energy of truth. And this is so important. We can be so much calmer. We can be that eye of the storm. It's like the tree with the deep roots. The wind comes, the storm comes, and it may blow around, but it stays anchored and rooted in the earth, in the truth of being. And this is what we want in our professional lives and our personal lives. So often people think that, you know, some of this work is just for personal growth, but all personal growth affects professional growth. And for me as an individual, one of the things that I've really learned that is so important is, if I don't grow as a person, the people that are listening to me are going to get very bored very quickly, because it's the same old, same old. But as I grow and I learn and I evolve, I can share that wisdom that I'm gaining with people, so I can move my audience on a journey with me. You know, and when I look at that journey, it's moved a lot. And so some people who are following me started following me back when, you know, I was just talking recipes and nutrition, and it's really moved quite far from that. But hopefully, and I think it's testament that there are people still following me who have been with me since the beginning, when I started this, you know, 10, 11 years ago. What happens is they go on that journey with you. So as you evolve, everyone else evolves. And so when we're looking at growing our professional life, working on ourselves is such an important thing. And I've seen that for myself. When I don't focus on myself, when I just focus purely on getting caught up in the business, and I love my business, you know, my business is my life. But when I get too caught up in just the day-to-day runnings and everything of it, then what happens is my energy starts to decline, and then my interaction with people starts to decline. And it's a very profound thing. So, you know, if you're working in the holistic field, it's so important, or any field, to work on ourselves and constantly learn new tools and techniques to grow. Okay, so the next thing that we want to really look at is that energy alignment. When we start to look at that earth connection or plant wisdom, you know, they're very interlinked. What plant wisdom, what this earth connection is teaching us, is that every living being, including plants, possess a unique energy signature. It's a vibration. And some of you have heard me talk about this before, this subtle vibration, this sound, ultimately. And what happens is when we can align our own energy with the subtle vibrations of nature, what happens is we open up our channels for abundance to flow effortlessly. So when we start to participate in this transformative journey, by exploring these practices of harmonizing our energy with the natural world, what we're doing is we're amplifying our ability to attract and manifest abundance. So we'll be talking more about this, and I'll be doing some techniques in the free masterclass happening next Wednesday. And then we'll be going into this in so much more detail on my plant wisdom mentorship. So if you want to learn to align your energy with nature, then have a look at the plant wisdom mentorship. One of the things that came to me recently, which was a really profound realization, is the plant wisdom mentorship has a price tag on it. It costs £3,000 for the year, which can be paid in installments. But what I really felt the earth was calling me to do was to say that there's also a sliding scale. So if you can't afford that £3,000, let's work out what you can afford, because I want people who are drawn to this, who want to make changes for themselves and changes for others, changes to support this growing need for earth wisdom keepers, this growing need for people who understand the magic of the earth, for people who understand how to work with the plants and how to create vibrational remedies that are super powerful, because this is where we're moving into in the world. We need to empower ourselves. We need to take back our power, and we need to stand in our sovereignty. And part of that is learning to communicate with the earth and learning how to make our own remedies. So, so important. So this is why I'm running this plant wisdom mentorship, so I can really, really guide people in this journey. So when we're looking at this earth connection for infinite abundance, we're looking at grounding, we're looking at aligning our energy to the subtle vibrations of nature. We're looking at opening and expanding our vessel to be able to contain more abundance to flow through us. And when we look at really why we're doing this, this is a really big question as well. Why do you want to increase your abundance? Why do you want infinite abundance? Why is that important to you? What do you want to do with that infinite abundance? And what is infinite abundance to you? These are some questions I'd love to hear your answers to. So do message me. You can message me on the Telegram chat for Kinder Sound. You can message me from my website, juliettebryant.com, or you can message me from the Kinder Sound website. So lots of ways you can message me and let me know, what does infinite abundance mean to you? What does it look like? And what do you want to do with that infinite abundance? Love to hear your answers to this, because this is so important. For me, infinite abundance is not just about finances. It's about infinite abundance of time with my family, infinite abundance of time in nature, infinite abundance of organic, healthy food, infinite abundance of remedies that I've made myself to support my friends and my family. Infinite abundance means infinite abundance of joy and laughter and happiness. Infinite abundance means infinite cuddles with those that I love. Infinite abundance means time and also finances or bartering, whatever that finance means, to work on myself, to have the support I need to deepen my journey, to have that time and space to deepen my connection with myself and the earth so that I can be of more service to the earth. Ultimately, for me, that's what this is about. The infinite abundance, when I'm doing this work, it's so that I can be of more service to more people. So I can get this message out to more people, so I can expand this. I really feel like a few weeks ago, and I mentioned it in one of my recent shows, I had a deep, profound initiation by the earth. And the term Earth Wisdom Keeper was really strongly given to me. And I feel like it's an ever growing and evolving title, as most of these things are. And when we step into a role, a title, Earth Wisdom Keeper, it's a lot to live up to. And I invite that challenge into my life of how I can become a better Earth Wisdom Keeper, how I can share the wisdom that the earth is giving me and not just hold it and keep it to myself, but share it so that others can become Earth Wisdom Keepers, so we can all become Earth Wisdom Keepers. So I invite you in this journey of Earth connection for infinite abundance. If you feel called, are you an Earth Wisdom Keeper? Does that resonate with you? Do you go, yeah, I want to be that? I want to tap into that energy. Well, we can. And it starts very simply by having time outside on the earth, listening. It's an art that a lot of us have forgotten, listening. The sacred art of listening to the earth and what she is saying and what she's guiding us to do. And that's what I do. I listen to the earth and then I share what I'm guided to from the earth. And I think that's such an important thing. I think that's such an important journey for us all to do. And there are different ways we can do it. One of the ways that I love doing that is through song. It's through working with different plants and mushrooms, consuming them. It's through meditation. One of the songs that I love, and it's not mine, I wish it was, and it's very, very simple, and it really connects me into this beautiful space. And it goes like this. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. And for me, those words are so profound. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling through every part of me. And when I sing that, what it does is it connects me into that deeper truth of me, my heart being open. When we open our hearts, nature is the biggest way for me to open my heart. It connects me into that joy, that bliss, that youthfulness. And when I open up into that heart connection, when I anchor my roots deep in the earth, and when I breathe deeply, it's that vitality that moves through me. I feel truly alive. Because ultimately, if we want to start manifesting infinite abundance, we have to feel alive. And how many of us feel alive on a regular basis? How many of us are just going through the motions? Even if it's stuff you love, how many of us have just got stuck in the mundanity of life? Well, let's break free of that and let's tap into this earth connection. Let's really start to realign ourselves with the earth, with our potential for infinite abundance. In this world that often races ahead of us at an unforgiving pace, so many of us are often yearning for that deeper connection, not just in work, but in the very source of life itself, the earth. We want that deeper connection. We don't feel satisfied. We're feeling that yearning. And sometimes, when especially I think in people who are caring for others, be it, coaches, healers, the holistic field. So often we're giving and giving and giving, but we need to give back to ourselves. And for me, tuning into the earth helps give back to me. And so I invite you right now to align with nature, to unlock your full potential, and invite you to step into that abundance effortlessly into your life so that you can help more people, so that you can be that vibrant, amazing, beautiful being that you are. So we're going to finish on that note. If you'd like to know more about the work I do, about my plant wisdom mentorship or my free webinar coming up next week, go on to juliettebryant.com. Thank you so much for listening. This has been me, Juliette Bryant, on Kind of Sound Radio, and I will see you next week at 1:00. But please do, we're going to close out now with the song Nature is Beauty by the Perpetual Choirs, sung by myself, Juliette Bryant. Lots of love and have a great day.